Hi, it's Lou. That's just for those of you who are new and you notice that rhyme. I do that a lot. Just happens that way. Maybe I have a rhyming, I was going to say disorder. There's so many disorders these days. Let's put a label on it. Okay. Oh, well, I came out to go for a walk. You see, I'm not even sure if I told you already, it's September 5th. That was a momentous day back in time for me and Joe. It was Labor Day. And we were invaded. Our home was invaded by the police. I don't know if you call them police. I don't know what they were, the sheriff's office. Nevertheless, we were invaded. And life took a big old change. And I know that happens to a lot of people. A lot of people out there going through hell over marijuana. You know, some of us are lucky enough to live in a state where it's legal. You know, and even then you got stupid other governments that, want to tell you what you can and can't do. With a plant. With a damn plant. Okay, I'm sorry. But I just realized when I looked up the date, I was going to give you the date, and I already did. I realized what day that was. I'm not sure how many years ago that was, but it was not cool. And you can count a couple of people's lives kind of ruined. And a marriage, too, because that's when it happened. I mean, things happened all along because things were never right. Because of things that I was not made privy to. I went into a very dangerous situation. Don't want to say too much about all of that. However, your life can be ruined by the mate that you choose. And yes, so much money I lost over bullshit. Survival of the fittest. You know, when things like that happen, you have to do things to survive. Like quit paying on your credit cards so that you can pay for a damn lawyer. Okay? A lawyer that doesn't do you any good. Just plays games. Doesn't give you the time of day, but got paid a fortune out of my pocket. I had to borrow the money. I had to be humiliated over bullshit. Made up stuff. But then you worry about what the law can do to you over things that are just trivial. I could write a book. I could write so many books. I'm looking up at those trees, and they're waving again because the wind's blowing. I need to get out there and walk before it gets hotter. One of the guys in the house said that it's gonna be a hot one, and I think I'm right in front of his window. No, I sit down on the porch bench and swing. I got the lid off. I decided that I'm going to start carrying the bottle of water and I'll just leave the lid behind. I was always worried about, I figured that out this morning. Putting something down so I can take the lid off the bottle. And then I said, well, just take the lid off. Solve that problem. Now we'll see. Because, it's good to carry weight. in your hand. So here we go. If you're actually walking with me, you know, you can put any of my videos on and just walk to them, and you can see how long it lasts if you want to go to the end. But my best videos are the beginnings of this channel, when I was experimenting. And the reason for this channel was to share those papers. And so those papers got put on there long time ago. It almost makes me wonder if I shouldn't just post them again. You know, like people do ads, they'll take their thing and put it to the top. Maybe I should do that. Is that all right? Repost the same video? Because sometimes that happens anyway. Because it's hard to remember what I've been doing, those deleting. I try to delete pretty quick after I post it, because then it's not taking up space. Because I got probably a bare bones phone. But it allows you to do stuff. I'm hoping that you can see me, because I can't see you. I mean, I can't see me. That's funny. Okay, so here's the neighborhood. But I've already turned the corner. Cute little trees. Now see what's going to happen. I wonder, I've seen people's places. I'm trying to get up on the stairs here. Well, that wasn't very smart. Shouldn't he be in school? School must be out? No. Time does get away from me, though. It's a good thing I didn't trip on that. This is that raised piece of the sidewalk because of the tree. And these leaves are the 5. So I don't know what this tree is. Chestnut tree. Anyway, I'm going to quit worrying about that. I just need to make sure I pay attention to what I'm doing, because I just did a jig-a-ma-jog with my body. I went to get up on the curb, and I didn't get far enough up on the curb, and then my balance got off. So I went right back down to the road, but I didn't fall. But I did jiggle my back. I don't really want to do that. Okay, do I want to walk on the road? I usually do. You know, that looks like money down there. Oh, don't pour that out. Ow, ow, ow. I'm going to get down here and hope that I don't spill my water. No, it's just paper. You know, it's worth picking up a quarter. Even in the dirt. But it was paper. Okay, I'm going to stop. The leaves look wilty. I wonder if they need water. They just kind of look all droopy. I imagine it's weird with the weather changing. Hot during the day, cold at night. Sometimes really cold during the day, and then it gets hot. But it's not going to be cool. They're ready to die anyway, right? When they start changing colors. The autumn of their lives. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means the leaves are going to change, and that's a sign that pretty soon they're going to go away. Huh. I don't know, can you see that tree moving? And I'm moving too, okay, but It's a different kind of wind. I don't know how to explain it. It feels really good, except for that it's kind of, the sun's beating down on me and it's kind of warm. I like that cool breeze. When I'm warm, I like that cool, that chill breeze, you know. But nevertheless, we were talking about this breeze. This breeze was nice. Okay, let's look at that tree. I'm just wanting you to be able to see them moving. And for some reason, I just think about that as, you know, them giving us a wave. Hi. Nancy, I'll stop. Yeah, she says she quits when I start talking to trees. I can talk about them though, right? Okay, this guy has a sprinkler. You can tell the grass has been watered. The sidewalk's wet too. He's got nice grass. This is around the corner and up the street. Well, I was just talking to Nancy and Philip about, you know, how many wards meet in the building up the street. It's not up the street, it's up the street a ways, you know. But it's nice. So I just wondered, I thought maybe, you know, it might even be just one ward, because in some places the church is not that prominent. And then also, members of the church sometimes fall away out of inactivity or go back into the whatever, their old ways, or, you know, people need to realize you can still go to church if you want to. You do not have to be perfect. You do not actually even have to join in order to go to church. But you know they're going to want you to because you become a member of the family. And not just that. We're very happy for you. I mean, if you really embrace it and then got to know the whole truth, you would be thrilled. I'm serious. You people out there that's looking, you're looking for something, I think I'm supposed to go down that road. I get carried away. Well, baby, I've got it for you. You know, the referral system and the bearing of the testimony. This is the bearing of my testimony. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the Church of Jesus Christ. And we are the Latter-day Saints, the ones who join his church. And it is back upon the earth. It was taken away. It was taken away. You know, the Dark Ages? I think that's what that was. Anyway. This has got to be Nancy's house right here. I wasn't sure it was on this road. I thought I was the next block up. Just like to keep my bearings. And I talk too much sometimes. But sometimes I get excited. And I like getting excited, especially with new burst of knowledge in your head, you know. Anyway, the point was, when I started out that little bleep of conversation, is that there's several, the members of the church are prevalent, evidently. There's members on each block. That's killer. I mean, I like that. It's wonderful when you can live in a place where the church is big, where there's a lot of people engaged. You have a lot of things going on. And they have steak. Okay, I'm not talking about food. I'm going to stop so I can do two things or not two things. There's so much to take in. It's a big organization, and meaning that everybody has the same theme and the same thing going on everywhere in the world at the same time. Serious. We have, it's massive. I don't know how to explain it and give it justice. But the big thing is, it is for our good. It is for us to participate and learn and grow and meet people and focus on the light and the good and try to stay away from this darkness and this negativity. But it's kind of hard when you live in this world. So the church, when you look at it right, is a sanctuary. It is a place to go with like-minded people. And you can mostly trust that they're in the light. You know, some are trying to get into the light and the darkness is still trying to pull them back. We do have our habits. But I'm trying to tell you a lot of different things. Don't let your habits keep you away from the church. Just don't fake it. And don't go in blazing either with your crap. Some people don't know that they got to respect there's children around. You do not discuss certain things with children around. But nevertheless, we all get our feelings hurt, okay? And the church is made up of people. So say you wanted to join the church. Besides all this other stuff, the main thing is that you believe in God. You believe it's his church. You believe in Joseph Smith. That is a good thing, because otherwise the Book of Mormon, our church is around that, okay? It's our guide, one of our guides, because we have a lot of guides. The Book of Mormon works hand in hand with the Bible, people, okay? It's not taking away, it's adding upon. And that scripture that everybody gets so caught up in, there's that one scripture about adding, it's in John, okay? Let's see. It's in Revelations. It's not John, but it is John writing it, okay? So, I believe it says at the end, you know, that no one could add to this book. Well, he's talking about his book, Revelation. He's not saying there aren't more books, and there aren't more witnesses. You know, not everybody, but there are people that get caught up in that. And what you need to know is that God brought back the church and brought back the truth. In 1830, the church was organized, but 1820 was the first vision. There's just so much to know if you don't know anything. But if you think you know something because somebody was bad on the church, they didn't know anything. There's a lot to know. And it has to do not just with this life, but where you're going, the next life. You know, there's a waiting period where we're all going to be in that place called heaven or whatever. And there's a place in that, it's divided into two things, spirit prison and paradise. But it's still a waiting place, a holding place. And some people will just get to where hopefully we're going, because everybody's not going to have a chance to. I mean, you have the chance here. If it's presented to you and you know it's real, you need to do something about it. I'm not sure where I am. Okay. All right, that's Nancy Street. Okay. Have to make sure and get my bearings here. So I interrupted myself and I was on a roll. It's just really a wonderful, wonderful thing, the church. The things for the youth to do. It keeps us busy doing good things. And you believe in Jesus Christ, people. We are Christians. To be a Christian, you know what you really need to be? First of all, you got to believe. And then second, you need to live your life like him. It's not just enough to know. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's very important what you do with your life. And I'm talking to myself, too, people. Actually, my brain is talking to me. And maybe somebody's talking to my brain. Does that make sense? My spirit. There goes the cop. A policeman. Anyway, I'm just about bad laws, okay? And then stupid people. Oh, God. Plus me, I was stupid. That was an expensive deal. Plus I'm still paying for the repercussions of that town called Downs. Now, not to be beating up Downs as far as somebody wanting to move there. Just be friendly with people. And, I mean, really, they don't mind. I don't think they mind if you smoke. It's just, they do mind if you're trying to grow something, even if it's a teeny bit. And they mind if you have frickin' Kansas pot that has no THC in it. I mean, they get away with crap. Yeah, Kansas needs to jump up to the future. How stupid. Why are they doing that? Because to me, having it illegal and giving people crap over it, that's illegal. That is the crime, and that's the point of police. You know, you go after the people who are doing bad, not the one who wants to smoke a little weed and grow a couple of plants because you got pain and you can't find it. I mean, you know, there's places where it's illegal, you just can't find it. So, some people will go to other states. In fact, they'll move to other states. But if you don't smoke pot and you want to get away from it, because there's the thing about smoking it is you got to find it to get it. So it's usually got a law against that. They can get you for all kinds of things. And it's a moneymaker because people like their pot. I wouldn't let Joe buy it. I was afraid of getting in trouble. And he had to have it. And he was in a lot of pain. Pain that I didn't know about, I guess. Because he never took meds. I never knew he needed to take meds. Anyway, life's lessons. I did learn a lot. But I also learned about weed. More about weed because he was good at figuring out what they needed for their nutrients and this and that. I mean, he did grow some nice plants. But it's so much money to even grow them. And what he was doing in Kansas was from Kansas weed. So he wasn't growing anything that had THC in it. But yet Kansas can do what they want to about that. They can treat it just like you have. And they make up stuff. Because there was never any activity about selling anything. There shouldn't have been any proof of anything. Except for that Joe did. And it was their fault, damn it. You know, they've got pot growing everywhere. And it doesn't have THC in it. But it looks like it, it smells like it. It don't look as good as it. I mean, if you really know what it should look like. But it was everywhere. And he could not help himself. So when it was time, he harvested some. Yeah. And then it was just like smoking tobacco. I mean, if you got a buzz, it only lasted like, I don't even know if it lasted 5 minutes. It lasted enough that you felt it. And then it was gone. Not like real good stuff. I feel bad for all the people living in states where it's illegal. I mean, that should not be. And all they're doing is trying to wait and figure out how they can organize and make money off of it for themselves. So just like I saw the other day, and I've been saying it myself, Big Pharma is your drug dealer. And who's behind him? I believe the government. I said I believe, because I don't know everything. And now that I've realized sitting on that benches in front of his place, I'll have to go somewhere else instead. Oh, I don't think anybody's here right now except for upstairs people. But I might just sit on this bench. Home of the brave. And welcome. And there's a star for Texas. We used to live in Texas. I lived there for a long time. Oh, I can't remember really how long. I'd have to put some thoughts together on that. I know that we sold the propane company in 1998. So that was a long time ago. But then again, I've grown. Let's see. How far was 98 ago? That would be 25 years, wouldn't it? I'm just guessing. I'm guessing on that rounding thing I was talking about. I did the 20-year thing, and we're at 24. So I did the 20-year thing and went backwards one, but that would be 99. Okay. See, now I've lost myself. Anyway, point is, I stayed there. I don't know when I left there. And I know that I went there in 1991. So that was a long time ago, is all I know. And I've forgotten what I was talking about. There was a reason for that. Stroll down memory lane. Texas, I was doing the Texas Star. Anyway, I moved to Texas in 1991 and was working for my dad. I don't know that I would have a title at that point because I'm just learning everything. But I did basically at times for 2 years. Ran the propane company with help. I mean, I couldn't have done the deliveries and stuff, but everything else basically was me. And the stuff that was, I did the stuff at the plant too, as far as I filled bottles. Now, bottles can be a lot of different sizes. We had oil field workers come in that had, I don't know what their rig would be called, but it had I think 250 pound, do I mean pound? Gallon, 250 gallon capacity, okay? But you can't fill them up that much. You can only go 80%. And they're hooked together, I think, but they're on the back of the rig. So I filled those up too. That's 500 gallons. And they didn't understand. And recently I've come to understand even more. You know, you want to run on the fumes and it expands. And you get the fumes or whatever you want to call it. You get gas, you get vapor, and you want to run on that, your vehicle, if you have it converted. Because that's something else we did, was convert regular vehicles to run on propane too. And then you could switch between the two. Sounds weird to me, but we did. My dad had a car that was like that. And the guy that worked there, he did the mechanic and stuff, along with, we had another mechanic that would come over and help us with stuff. Because Dad also decided he decided to sell cars, okay? But he was selling used cars, and he was selling the used cars that were from the community, and everybody in the community knew what was wrong with them cars. And would people go to the bigger cities to buy their vehicles and stuff? But anyway, the point was, I couldn't see that we did good with that. I mean, there is a way to do good with that. Like if you are a mechanic, here's an idea if you haven't done it. And you probably have done it. I mean, people need their vehicles fixed. And going into the shop can be ridiculous. But you don't want to be hit and miss type of mechanic, you know. But they've got gadgets now you can stick on the car and you know what's wrong. And then you know what to do. And it tells you how much time it should take. So you don't charge for a million years that you took doing it. And we would hope you wouldn't take that long. That's what I mean also. But the point is, people could help each other out. Bartering things that they have. They don't have the money because it's worth money because you've got to pay for it. If it's something you need, and they can provide it, that's a really nice thing. Just have to be lenient with each other, not be trying to charge like the shops do. And I understand shops have their overhead and they got their employees and then they got all the taxes and stuff that go with their employees and then they got this and that and the other thing. Plus they have to insurance. So you got your building, your utilities, like your phone and all that stuff, the phone system. I'm getting carried away, but I'm just saying we don't think about all the things that a stick built business has. Even going and renting, you still have to pay all those utilities. Or starting out and building. Like I've got a vacant lot downtown Downs that I'm going to be selling. I just keep thinking it is the middle of the United States. I mean, it's got a lot of different things that I like about it, and I have not looked into It's over 100 years old, and someone said you can get funds to restore it. Now the walls are plaster. I don't really like that, but then again, maybe they don't mold. I haven't been there in 10 years, okay? When I got the chance to legally leave, I stayed, I paid, and I should not have, because I could have just went over the border and never come back. But I'm not like that, even though they were wrong. They were wrong to do what they did to us. I do think people got their up and comings, naturally God took care of it. The ones who caused all the problems that didn't need to be caused. And then you find out later that they were cooking meth in their basement. The house reeked of it when they were trying to sell it. I talked to people that went in there. I didn't realize. I didn't go in there. But if you went downstairs, the house reeked of it. So what is that? That's not even the pot calling the kettle black. That's like massive difference. Massive, worse, bad than my husband just trying to grow a couple plants. But I paid like hell for that. Still am. That's what I was saying. But the point is, it's not right what's going on out there in the world regarding marijuana. And we are all paying, because we pay for those services. We pay for the government to do things, right? We keep taking and taking and taking, but then they also send our money overseas. They don't keep it here for us. I mean, this country could be so wealthy. There's no reason for anybody to be poor. There's enough and more to go around. Have you heard that expression? I keep seeing those dead bushes over there. I don't know who's responsible for them. That looks like they're on the other side. I'd be pulling them up and seeing if there was something else I could grow there. Like maybe find some bushes that look just like it and replace them. I showed them to you, right? See the healthy one there, and then next to it, next to it, next to it, and then at the end there's a healthy one. Just saying. I'd be fixing that. I say that a lot, as far as, you need to do this, you need to do that. Nancy says, why do you know everything? And you sure know what a person needs to do. I can see it. I can't help it. And a lot of times it's just something that would, maybe it's feng shui, just would improve things. Who knows? All I know is I spot things. Quality control at a warehouse type setting. I worked at a place, Deseret Pharmaceutical, for 5 years. The first place I worked there was in shipping, packing with boxes and all that stuff. Just menial. Anyway, and then later, they had a department that was I think they were putting the syringes together. because there was different things going on within the department. Okay, I worked on a burnisher. It's called a burnisher. It was a machine. Okay, and I'm not sure what the deal is, but it had these little facets. Okay, it's a little machine and it's spinning around and it's got a needle sticking off of it. And then I, with my left hand, I just couldn't figure out how they did that. Um, okay, I'm going to try to show you. Okay, you put your hand together like that, and you got this big circle. Okay, that was full of whatever that stuff is. I think it might be, Teflon is what comes to mind, but it's not Teflon, so it's probably silicone or some weird thing. Whatever those, the covering on the needle that goes in your arm and the tube stays in your vein, in your arm, and the needle comes out, so then they can come back later and give you medicine or hook up IVs or whatever. So there's that, I want to say catheter. Is that what it is? That just came to mind. I was starting to say that catheter. So it must be what you would call it. Anyway, it's a little tube, a little teeny tiny tube, and it stays in your arm. And when they do that IV, that little tube is a snug fit on the needle, so that when it goes in, it's not just a snug fit, it's at the end, on the very tip. That's what I did. It was beveled, okay? So it seems like we just fed it on, and as it spun around, I fed it onto the needle, okay? And I'm showing you how it was. I'd have these little tubings, and I'd put one in. That's what it was at the end, because my place that I worked had maybe I'll call it a manufacturing department. They developed a machine that ran on air that did the job that I was doing. And I think, I'm thinking that the burnisher, you would stick the tubing in where the needle was, and then it would go into this place that was like a head, and it had a beveled type thing cut into it, and so what it was doing was shaping what you had. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, when we got that machine going on, the one they developed, and research and development, we'll call it that, okay? Because they developed that machine, and they should have made a fortune off of that alone if they sold it all over the country, Maybe they did. But anyway, they're in Sandy, Utah, if they're still in the same place. I can't remember how many people worked there. There was a massive amount of people that worked there. It was a big, big building, and they did all kinds of different things. But in our bigger department that I was in, I believe they were putting syringes together. And then I was working on the tubing that was going to go over the syringe, okay, for hooking up IVs. So it was kind of important that you didn't have a ragged product going into someone's arm, because it could have a tear. I think they call it flares and stuff, but it could rip off and go into your bloodstream. Now that wouldn't be cool. Correct? Are you guys getting the picture? Anyway, so that machine that I was working on that they developed was a whole different deal, because I think it had diamond carbide. Is that a thing? It had something that I'm sure costs a lot of money. I'll try to explain this machine, okay? So there's a machine that's sitting in front of me. And it's probably 1.5 feet long, maybe 2 feet. Maybe 1.5 feet. And then on the top of it, I'm feeding tubing. I just feed it in, and it goes past this little air sensor, and it sucks it in. And then on the back, there's a blade that's going to come in. It's like a triangle blade, okay? I don't know if that's because you can change the sides. I'm not sure. But anyway, it comes in and it cuts that piece of tubing on, it makes it beveled, okay? It shaves off that square edge so that it fits snug and smooth on the needle. So if I didn't do that particular part of that, um, if that tubing was on the needle and then they tried to put it in your arm, it would have something square. It would be sticking out, grabbing you. So it's a very good thing to bevel it. And I worked on that and I helped everybody. I mean, I wasn't so worried about my quota, which I should have been because you get further with your quota. But I was helping everybody else to be able to fix their machines and stuff. You know, before, that's what they were going to have me do. They were developing a job title for me because I was doing it anyway. You know, I helped everybody out. And I would be in charge of quality control and different things that had to do with that tubing. There were different things that happened at that job. I mean, that I learned. I even did sandblasting because the blades would get dull, so you would go sandblast them. Strange. Anyway, I also ran other machines there. So I wished I would have never quit, and I wished I would have not given up my promotion. Because I could be doing really, really well right now. I mean, yeah, never. I have learned a lot of good lessons from my choices. Although my choices weren't really good, but maybe I needed them. Because I did learn a lot with my last marriage. I did. I learned a lot about weed and how to make the medicine, and he is a smart man. But there's other stuff. I bet surely that wasn't the mailman. They were probably just checking their mail. Margaret, I found your address. I think I might have sent you an email, told you. But anyway, I need to find the right envelope, but I might just go ahead and send you some cards. But I was gonna send you a sample, something for helping me share my cards, get people on my channel. That's the only way. People have to tell other people about it. But I need to find the best ones, and actually what I need to do is just redo them now that I've had a year under my belt. I'm not going to take those down because what I do is, I'm not sure what I should do, because what I do is I read it. Sometimes I tell them what's going to be going on before I read it, because I want you to, there's things you need to glean, is that the word, from the article. And so given a little bit of hindsight, but in front instead. Now, I should just let you read it. See, that's what I'm trying to say, is I could just get on there and just name the paper and just read it, and then I not have a commentary. But what I normally do is sometimes I talk about it in the beginning, and then I read it, and then I talk about it in the end, or sometimes I just do it. So I was experimenting, and that was the reason for this channel, was to share those papers. Because I was going to put them in a book. I was going to pull them together in a little book, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. And there's certain ones that are just really special, I think. So, I wanted to share them with you guys. I'm very appreciative of you guys, especially the ones that continue. You know, continue pretty much quickly, have good things to say. I've enjoyed that. And I do have so much to do, and I'm always about doing something else. But this channel is important to me. I got carried away with it, just like I do everything else. I go overboard and I talk a lot. But you know, there are things we need to think about that's affecting so many people. And I was about to say, you know, that we're paying for it. And I've listed stuff before if you look at it, but that's what I need to do. I need to write a paper that is well thought out and has everything. But see, I like to fly by the seat of my pants. When I'm on a roll. Oh, so yeah, I do need to go eat something. I can feel it. I've extended my energy, but I'm enjoying it too. So I was talking about the reason for the channel, and then I was talking about the fact that I wanted to put a book together. It could just be a little, I just wanted to get it into everybody, so I figured this is the best way. I mean, if I could reach everybody, wouldn't that be a trip? Those papers were analytical, analogies, observances, and then I put down on paper what I observed, what I thought about it, what I believe about it. And at that time, you have to realize that was 43 years ago when I wrote the first one. I was 27. I had a daughter that was 5. She was in kindergarten. I was living up on a mountain on 500 acres in a house that was not, okay, let me, the house was wonderful as a space, okay, but it had running water and it had a bathroom, and I mean, so we could do all those things, which is a wonderful thing. Because I've been in places where I could not. I mean, not readily go and turn on a valve and have water. I can during the summer, but now I think that's, I mean, my trailer, I guess, had a near electrical fire. I don't know what damage was done. But you can't have the electricity running. And maybe you could run new lines. Maybe that's an idea. Because you can still use the space, okay? So a person that has that going on, where you've got a camper, but everything doesn't work, they do have, and I haven't looked into them, but they do have those toilets that, what are they called? Composting toilets. That's what it is. All I know is, you know, yeah, gross, ew, gross. We got to talk about that. But what if we didn't have utilities, you know? You might want to experience what to do. Not that it's fun. I don't want to do it. I haven't had a composting toilet. That one might help. Might be a good call. You know, if you have a tiny home that you pull around or something, and you don't have, like say you bought an old one and it doesn't have all the pipes and all the different things it needs, well, I think a composting toilet is like all in one. And you have sawdust or something that you put in there after use. And I don't know, I know it's all gross, okay? And I don't know a lot about it. But here's the other idea is, you know, when you know you're going to just pee, especially if you're a guy and you're in the woods, well, that's where you go. Nevertheless, that's needless. I'm in a really good place. I don't have those problems. But if I did go back and live on my property, I do have those problems. When wintertime comes, the valves freeze and you don't have your water because you're going to the well to get water and you have it in a tank. But there's ways to fix that. Like maybe digging down. That's what cisterns are. I didn't really understand that, but you know, you have to have the water dark so algae and stuff doesn't grow. And then that's also probably why fish, they get little goldfish and stuff to eat up all the algae sometimes. So that's for people who grow marijuana. And maybe it's just for water systems, I don't know. But I know that a cistern is a hole in the ground that's got a tank in it that you pipe your water into the house from. And I've got a big old tank like that Joe. Maybe that's what you should do. But the thing is, that tank had salt, a lot of salt in it. It needs to be all cleaned out. You know, if a person had a power sprayer in there, it could get down in there. So I think you actually probably could, Joe. You're so little. Get down in there with the power sprayer and give it a good one. And then somehow drain that off. But see, the salt will just cleanse the water too. So maybe. But it's, I don't know if it's the kind of salt that's okay. But it should be, right? Anyway, that's a thought. And you might have had that thought a long time ago. But that's a good thing for that. I can see that. Need a backhoe. You need a big old hole. And then you just cover it back up. I guess, no, we can't do that. But why not? Anyway, if you go down far enough with the pipes, then the weather doesn't freeze them. And then you've got water you can get into the house and your valves don't break. But see, with us, what we had was a water tank. No, I'm not saying that very well. We had like the back of a pickup. I think we might have even started using the pickup, but you pull a trailer and you've got a water tank in the trailer, and it's 1,500 feet to the well. Then you pump up the water and fill up the tank, and then you drive it back, and then you park it, and you know. But in the wintertime, that's not always so easy, and the valves break. I mean, they freeze and crack open. So, gotta fix that problem, Bubba. Life would be a lot easier out there. I mean, there's certain things that we could do that would make life a lot easier out there. Like I mentioned in a different video, we can get the trencher. We can rent the trencher. And then make a trench line, a ditch, whatever, to the well. So you can, I don't know if any of that pipe's any good. I bought a pallet of pipe to do a water line, and then I bought all the fittings too. But we never did it. And I did that before we moved out there. I mean, when we moved out there. Somehow. I'm not sure how that worked. You must have got it on an earlier trip and took it out there. You know, when you were going back and forth to the property. I don't know. It almost seems like I was in on that. I don't know. I know that I secured it. It was a good deal and I got it, but it was only an inch and a quarter. I think it should have probably been a little bigger. But see, we never did do it, and it was on the floor in the barn, and then the cows took over the barn, so I don't know if the cows broke it all. You know, they could have. We had gotten some out for doing different projects, but not the water line. That could be done. And then we have a barn just across the road, because we have a dirt road, okay, that you drive in on. It's a driveway. You drive in on the property and you get back to the trailers where we are. And there's a barn on the left, a big old barn. It wouldn't take much to put power there. We need to do that. And then we need to go about cleaning out the barn, because that's a big old space that could be used. And if a person knew what they were doing, you could build 2 floors. I mean, you know, have your bottom floor and build the second floor. Then you still got the loft. The owls like living there, but I think we should use it. And I know I'm not going to be there. But, you know, whoever was going to be there, that would be nice. It wouldn't take that much. I have to figure out how to put, you know, you could do a trench for that, too. Put the wires under the ground. So that way we don't have to worry about someone driving and hitting them and damaging them, pulling them off the wall because it's so low. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be a way to do a simple wiring thing over, and I don't know if you want to be simple, but, you know, get a line going over to that barn. I think that's a really good idea. Superb. And then somehow, I mean, those doors are already busted in and stuff, so you need to move those out. Find a way to use that. barn. Pull all the crap out and get rid of it. You know, like the broken pipe from the cows. I'm sure there is some. Could be a lot. There's all kinds of stuff in there that just was laid in there and we never got it out because, you know, where were we going to put it, right? So I'm sure the cows have damaged all that. Not that it was valuable, because you find out that nothing you got is worth anything. I mean, your sentimental values are, but say like we just did with Dad's house. We had to get out. We had to clean out the house and get out in no time. So a lot of things got thrown away. A lot of things got donated. We could have, yes, my brother even said it, but we could have did it different. We could have did it a little bit different. You know, hindsight is 2020. And I'm so glad to be here in this place. Very appreciative of this lovely place. Now, I've said it in another video, but I'm telling you, people that want to see me or care to see me, I want to see family and friends. Because you never know where my life is going to go. And I'm not talking about dying, but you know, there could be other things that take me away. So, relish what you got. Find a space that we can have a party. Nancy's all for going down there and getting together, you know, the family. So Amy and Sean, if that's in your liking, I'm sure you're not watching my channel, but so I'm just going to say, you know, Teresa D, I'd love to come out there and be with you for a little bit. I'm going to have my own car so I can drive on up there. I love that countryside. I would love to do that too. Just go visit your area and you. And if there's a way to help, I'd like to do that too. But seriously, you know, one never knows if they're going to leave and go somewhere else. And Jessica lives in Pennsylvania. So that's why she hasn't been around. It's so far away. I wish she'd come. But anyway, it is true. If I have a car, I'm going to have someone ride with me. And Frontier has usually got some cheap flights. I mean, they sign up for their, I don't know if it's a website or whatever, but sign up as a member. Doesn't cost anything. Just make an account and have an app on your phone. And then they will send you deals. I mean, they will send you emails with deals. I mean, sometimes there's a $19 flight, and there will be a bunch of them. They only fly on certain days, and you have to book it within a certain amount of time and whatever. You know, so you read all the real rules and see if you can fit something into that. But it's nice to have the alerts. And then, okay, so the $19 is for members. Not you that have an account, because that one does cost, and I'm not sure what it costs. I want to say $59 a year or something. But if you fly a lot, you will be appreciative of that. Because like I said, sometimes you can get a real good flight almost the same price as the one that is a member. But I'm on the Colorado one because that's where I was, okay? And then I think I might have changed it to Portland. But see, they can see where I'm at. So they're saying, are you still, blah, blah, blah. I know I'm not. But I haven't known how to tell them, okay, on there. I'm not real savvy on a lot of things. And I get distracted so easy. And then I'll forget what I was even doing. And yes, I need to do something. I've got to figure out that ad. But before I can figure out the ad, I have to figure out all the facts, you know, the things. And I do think about living there. I mean, I don't like shopping at a little teeny store. 12 miles away is one that's better, but it's still got the prices of a teeny store. Now you kind of got to get to the I don't know if that's what they call a big box store, but going to a place like where there's a Walmart. Now, I have discovered I have never shopped there until Nathan was around and Teresa was around, and Wenco is excellent. I mean, they got really good prices and they got lots of stuff. They compare really well. And so, it is worth your time to go shop there and see for yourself if you have the ability to do so. I mean, like, is there a Wenco around is one thing. I should go in and get some water, and then I should come back out and walk some more. So I can just keep on talking. I just made it an hour, and I just passed the 33. I've been paying attention. I just say, oh, I gotta go. Breeze is blowing. I've had fun talking, and I might not be done. And I don't know if I can join the two together, because my mind will have gone many different places by then. So anything we can do. Okay. I was going to make a statement, but the thing is, we do need to take care of ourselves. That was not what I was going to say, but you need to do good for yourself. And I'm talking to me too. I've got to do it. Make yourself, fixed up a little bit. And I don't. I never do. It's a habit, though, I could change. I'm going to have to change. And that's going to be hard. I have had a lazy type lifestyle for a while. So I can't imagine myself being a real go-getter. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard transition. But it will be a transition well worth it. So I'm not going to say that I don't want to do that. But sometimes, man, I don't know. We'll just see. Because I know that one of these days, sparks are going to fly. And that will start up my engine, and my energy is going to flow. And I'll be able to do that. But I need to have the get up and go now. And I had a question that I was going to ask. What was it? It wasn't of you guys. It was of the assessor's office. There was something I wanted to know about my property, but I can't remember. So it must not have been important. And I thought I was on the verge of remembering. So I got to just blurt it out and not talk about it. It's a nice little place. I was talking about Downs, Yeah, I had my troubles there. I'm a loner. I didn't go out and meet all the people, and I didn't want to. I have to be tied to, because we were going to have because we did do that, do coffee drinks and slushes, and probably slushes would have been better than what we were trying to do. We were doing snow cones, Again, more expense. And we did do that in Perryton too. I had a little house that I took all my Avon over to, made a store, and then we also did those drinks. And he's really into caffeine, man. He called it the Jitterbug. I think our store was called the Jitterbug. That was a long time ago, people. But see, caffeine and me, I don't react to it like everybody else does. I don't get a lift. Sometimes it puts me to sleep. And sometimes it just makes me feel weird. So, it just depends. If I find the right deal going on to where I don't get sick, I want to feel a lift like everybody else is feeling. I asked somebody, I said, what do you feel? I mean, why do you like coffee? And that's what he said. He got a lift out of it. And I'm going, wow, I sure wish I could. I wish I could. Maybe I do something wrong. Nevertheless, I've got water here. What am I talking about? I can just drink out of here. Just need to wet my whistle, as they say. Sometimes it don't work. My voice is sounding weird. Could also be from talking so much. I've said a lot. Yes, I know. I say too much. I share too much. But you know how many people have been going through this hell for how long? Talking about, I mentioned it the other day, the war on the hippies. I mean, really, what's the deal? You got peace loving kids, and that's what they were, kids. And then they had the audacity, however you say that word, to protest the Vietnam War. That was a horrible thing. I'm not talking about them protesting. I'm talking about the war. It was a horrible thing. And then we send off our children to go do that. And the ones left behind, going through college and different things, are, protesting their friends over there getting killed and killing. And then they got all kinds of things. It seems like they had that Agent Orange thing where we sprayed the foliage so they could see. Well, that's a good thing to be able to see, but the people got sprayed with that Agent Orange, and it did bad things. I'm not sure what, but it did. There's a lot of bad things done in the name of the law, in the name of who was fighting that war. You got the top dogs making all the decisions and sending everybody else out using our money. I'm telling you, not only are you using our children, damaging them, both physically and mentally, spiritually. I'm serious. And it does not go away. So anybody who's been to war and came home from war, they still have that tormenting them, which affects how they are with other people. I know I'm talking and talking and talking. Just saying, I wish we could fix everything. That's what I wish. Okay, I can see that better now. I was looking over there at that gate. It almost looked like it still had to go some more because there's two pieces of wood sitting up against the fence, or up against the house next to the fence. So it looked like they were going to put up another length of fence, but they're not. I bet the fence is already at the house. It is. So it's already done. Just an illusion. Yeah, really sad what people can do to other people. So that if you don't let them know what you're up to, they'll make something up. And then if you're doing something a little bit wrong, it gets blown up. But it was someone making up something. Definitely not funny. Okay, so I told all that stuff, and I could tell more. But I put it in a nutshell, right? I condensed it and stuck it in a little teeny piece. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only one they've ruined people's lives. So, little town government, what you got to do is get involved because they can be a tight little clique. But if you get involved, then you're a part of it. And that's why I think the church tells us to get involved. because we the people, we have to become part of we the people, the ones that make decisions, you know? I know, I'm right up here to my face. But the ones who make decisions on how things go, you need to be a part of it. You need to know what's going on. Yeah, it's easy for me to say. And I should have been doing that. I'm telling you, I should have been doing that way long time ago, wherever I lived. Because of, you can make decisions about what's going on at school. You can help influence other people that are making those decisions. And maybe the laws, too. We need to concentrate on the real criminals out there and quit worrying about the drugs. And quit making it illegal for everybody. Have a lot of knowledge out there and training and help. Spend the money that you're doing bad things with on good things for these people and make them a good part of society. You know? And everybody has watched Andy Griffith, right? If you haven't, you need to. Andy Griffith, the nice sheriff of a little sleepy town. I don't know if sleepy's the right word, but a little town, small town living. But he was not a bad guy, okay? He was a good guy, and he tried to do good with people. And sometimes you're fighting a losing battle. This war on drugs, way losing battle, you're not going to accomplish it. All you're doing is spinning your wheels in the mud, like I've talked about those rut systems. You're spinning your wheels and you're spending our money. And yes, I don't got a lot of money, but I'm telling you, this country could be so much better off. So much better off. I think the kids must be going to get home soon. I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's a little car. Sounded like it was a little bus. So they come home on a little bus. I took a little video of it the other day, but I didn't put it on here. I've still got it on my camera roll. I was going to look at it and see. It's just a short little video. And yes, I should be busy doing something that I am supposed to be doing. And one of them is talking to you guys. And that does work my brain. And I do get good ideas, so I think that's good. Anyway, it's time to go in. I guess I can take you with me. I'm going to heat up my coffee for the 4th or 5th time. I get distracted and go do something else, and then it's just not hot enough. It's better when it's hot. And here's a little tip for some of you people, only some, and it's a weird one. My mother was a nurse, okay? And I don't know why that matters, but she was a nurse all kinds of years. And there must have been something. I don't know why we were talking about it, but it had to do with your bowels being regular. But I don't think that's what it started out doing. I don't know why we talked about it, but the point was she said a lot of older people drink hot drinks to help them move, help the body eliminate stuff. So hot coffee, hot tea, hot cocoa, hot soup. Hot soup might help. I like soup. My voice is going away, but it is true, I do like soup. So I need to remember that. And I need to go make sure I pulled an avocado out. See, I'm trying to do the avocados and put them in the fridge, and then you take them out like a day or two before you're going to have them. So you just got to make sure you don't lose that. So yesterday I had a salad. I cut it up into little pieces. The lettuce, okay. I really did. I used a pair of scissors out of the kitchen and cut it and cut it and cut it. Because then I can eat it better. And I put a tomato in there, and I put an avocado in there. It was really good. Superb. I mean, yeah, it could have been better probably, but it still was really good. The salad had been in the fridge for several days, okay, but it was like airtight and all sealed in there real good. So some of the lettuce might have been gonna go bad, but I got her. I got her done. I ate it all. I got some. I thought I was gonna say I got some roughage, but the point is I ate a salad. I haven't done that in a long time. It's one of the ones that Nathan got. I think Nathan got it to eat at the hotel when we were there, and he had us take the stuff back with us. Plus Nancy bought some too. Um, and I don't usually think that I can eat a salad, so, but I have started doing that. Cut up the lettuce, the rest of it I can do. And I did buy, I need to open it up, I bought something you would use for coleslaw, but it's cut up really a lot smaller than the regular coleslaw. And what I figured I would do once I open it, I hope it stays good, is mix it with some mayonnaise and whatever will make that taste good. I could even put pickle relish in it. I found out from being at someone else's house that they put pickle relish on their sandwiches, and it does make them taste good. And yes, I'm talking about Mike. All I know is what I remember, I've taken that habit too, because it is nice. You spread your mayonnaise and then spread your pickle relish on it. Which one you like, I don't know. Doesn't matter. And then put your stuff on top of that. Sounds really good. I should go make me a sandwich. I should. So far away. Future seems so far away. Just don't know what the future is going to bring. So we just need to get ready for it in all sorts of ways. And I've got, like I said, I've got a lot of things I need to learn. And I need to find out about it, but I know the church has a program called Pathway or something for continuing your education, no matter what your age is, okay? So, like, I need to learn about computers. I wonder what that is over there. Keeps popping its head up. You know, oh, I wonder if that's a spider. My Lord, he's big. He just popped over the staircase, okay? I'm sitting on the porch. I don't think you're going to see that spider over there, way over there. Right at the white, but he's on the pavement. If I go walking over there, he'll probably go running away. He ran away and came back. Looks like a big spider. The one that came and sat down beside her. He keeps hopping up there. What's going on? Maybe he's building a web and he's going back and forth, and I guess it could be a she. I don't know how that works. Spiders, I mean. Anyway, I wonder what time it is. I wanted to not be right at his window because I know he's there. And my voice carries, I be talking away. So I got water. I guess we could go for a little bit more of a walk. Maybe I'll just take the water with me. And I do, I do have a problem with my lips. Oh man, ow. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. I do see a spider web. down there in that corner. What I was seeing was probably that little piece of used up spider web that's flopping back and forth. I was thinking it was jumping up and then jumping back down. That's what it looked like. Okay, we're just gonna go walk a little bit. Maybe I'll go walk around one more block. I figure the more I walk, the better. Now, my naturopath wants me to walk at least an hour continually. Okay. Now, I haven't seen her since the very first consultation because I can't afford it, but I would still appreciate her. And then she had not, she was only taking a few clients. And I was lucky that she saw me, but I never did go back. She was retired and she had sold her business to somebody else, but she specialized. Let me put it this way. She was a doctor, and then she was a certified oncologist and a naturopath. Now, those are three important components. She was a doctor, okay, so she's very familiar with medicine. And then she was a certified oncologist, so she's very familiar with what they do. And then I think she developed some products because she sold the rights to her products to the new people. And there was some pretty cool things that she had. If I could remember them. And I could really try to, look them up. Because they're in the Vancouver area. Okay, Vancouver, Washington area. And when I was talking to them, I was in Colorado. So we Skyped. I think that's what it was. We did something where we saw each other. And it kept shutting off. We'd get back on. We talked 2 hours and some, okay? It was supposed to just be 2 hours, but still, I paid a lot for that. All right, so I got some shade going on. Seems like I got the sun going on too. I'm along this fence. I'll show you. And you can see the shade. But up above this fence is sun, and it's in my face. Yes, Andy Griffith was a nice guy, people. Police and sheriff's offices and stuff, I know. See, you're on guard because there's so many bad people out to get you. But everybody tends to end up getting treated bad. Boy, I don't know if I can make it. I think I'm going to turn around and go back. Instead of going the whole around the block. Because I've done a lot. Let's just try to do that. That's good. They have a stop sign right there. I never noticed. Right over here. You do need sometimes, because there's a lot of people coming home from work when it's time. And if this neighborhood is anything like my dad's neighborhood, I should really look into that here. So I don't know how DoorDash works, and there's Uber Eats. Nancy's going to try that. She's already done a couple, 3, but just need to find the place easiest and that you can make some profit with. I got all these hairs in my eyeballs. Okay, let's stop for a minute. Where is that hair? Crazy. Yeah, that's really crazy. I will have to attend to that. See if I can handle it. Do, 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 do. Okay, so I don't know that I put that on my Facebook page. I listened to that song this morning. Somehow it showed up. When I found her, And When I Found You is the name of the song, and it is by Stephen Sanchez. So I've listened to it a couple of times today. It's really nice. One of these days I'll get her part done. The melody along with the words. For some reason I lose it. She says, heaven when I'm in your arms. And I think she said, I'm not sure what she actually says next. What does she say? Well, that's pretty cool. I thought that was one of her little things. She's been talking about painting stones and doing things with it. So that's for Washington. Maybe Washington State. This is the front of her porch. So there's another stone on there. It says, me Nancy. Or Miss Nancy. Okay, the fish. Can you see it? Welcome to our patch. Anyway, that's cute. Now I gotta go sit down. In the house, turn on the air conditioner. Do do. La la la. La la la. Yeah, it feels good in here. Okay, so they already have an air conditioner on. I should leave the other stuff alone. Smells good, feels good. Let's see what we can do here. I might have my coffee still in the microwave. So I'm gonna put you right there for a second. Like that. Okay. So it's 10 after 2. Where I'm at. I'm not sure about my person. What else could I do? Okay. I know, I can get off of here. I got things to do. But you know, brainstorming is a good way to get things done too. You gotta have the thoughts going on and how to do it. There's a lot, too much. So I really should take my sewing machine out and see what I can do with that. I liked Nancy's input. Because I thought about making aprons, you know. Because we could use aprons in the kitchen. And she said something about making them pretty, you know, frilly, like some ruffles around it and stuff like that. So I said, that's a good idea. So we'll have to look at something or create something. But I need to know the right material to get. And then some people just want something they can put their arms in, button up. You know, they just want more functional and easy. But I like the pretty idea. And okay, and so with the pretty, she also said she wanted pockets. Stop already. Probably not even going to still be hot enough. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right, so I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's At the shortest, it's 20 minutes before the kids get home, but I think they get home at 2:45. And I think the caregiver comes at 2:30, but she stays out in her car until the kids get here. So I have a small amount of time down here. I'm not sure if I got... Nancy got this cucumber out for me. That's kind of trippy, isn't it? It's from her garden. I mean, she has a couple pots out there that have cucumbers. But look at that, they got knobbles. But they also got little Sharpie things on them. You'll have to get those off. But anyway, what it's supposed to do is go in my smoothie. Okay. Surely I know some of you had the mindset of mine. I had a mindset. That's funny. That's interesting. Can you see it? It's hard, it's not squishy. That's funny. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that. But it was a thought, wasn't it? So anyway, it's a lot cooler in this house than it was outside. And I need to make something to eat. So what should I eat? And there are leftovers. So I could do that. And actually what I've got is I've got a container with lasagna in it. And I could cut it in half, and I could have half. And cut all that up into pieces. So I do like that. That's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, lasagna is like the best. Wonderful stuff. And I like spaghetti too. Yes, I like macaroni and cheese. But that's still one of those processed foods. But if you did it yourself, you know, boiled macaroni and then you grated up some cheese and did whatever you had to do to make that. I don't know how much problems there are with, you know, the powdered cheese. That tastes really good. And it's just at the right temperature too. Anyway, I've got that out in my fridge, and it does need to be eaten. Cut it in half, and if if Nancy doesn't want any, then I'll just have the other half tomorrow. I think that would be perfect. So I'm going to do that. And you know what? Okay, well, I'll show you. I'll just go show you the lasagna. Get it out of the fridge. It's not my fridge, but I have a good portion of this fridge because the other person's not using it very much. My stuff just kind of grew. So what am I doing? Okay, so I think this is a salad. Okay, in the styrofoam, that's a salad from yesterday. But here's lasagna. I'm going to take it in there and cut it in half. I just figured I'd show you. Do 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 do. La, 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 la. I found you. I know my voice. So up and down, all around. But even so, it still sounds good. Wow. Okay, is this a bigger bowl? Yes. Okay. Do do do. La la. Do do do. See, I'm not very good. But what it is I need to eat a lot more fruit. I need to eat, period. Okay, I'm going to cut it into pieces. That helps the heat get into the inside so that it cooks more even. I'm just going to make a bunch of little pieces. And then, once I get it mostly heated up, I'm going to add some cheese. Because that will be delicious. Okay. This container. I'm just going to have a small amount because it won't be long and it'll be time for dinner. So I don't want to get too stuffed. But I do need some food and I don't eat very well. What would I do? I want a couple of drops of water in there. Okay, I get some cheese. For some reason, I thought she had no cheese in there. Guess I really shouldn't do that. Make it bad. Boy, this stuff is like sizzling in there. I can hear it. Sizzling away. Probably doesn't even need to be in there again. Yes, you must be careful. So I could have cut my mouth. The cheese got stuck to the knife and I couldn't get it off. And it's hot. Okay, I might just eat it like that. Let that out. I'm going to put it back in there. Just stirring the cheese into it so it can melt in there. Plus that'll help cool it off a little bit. Mm. Mm. I'll just drink it like that, I guess. No, I'm not. I'll be right back. I'm back. What is this thing doing? Okay, it's almost done, so we'll stop it. Okay, I'm gonna eat my stuff. Ow. So, I've never done live. Maybe I should. You guys can ask questions, but then I don't know how that works. You know? Because sometimes I wonder what you're thinking. Sometimes I know what you're thinking. But I am going to try to have some of this stuff. Mmm. That is really good. Super good. Well, I've actually been able to see a couple of videos of my grandson, Kevin. Cool. Be good to see you again. Be nice to find out how you're doing. And are you studying stuff to make you a medic? Wasn't that what I heard? You were going to be a medic? So what's going on there? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, you look like you're pretty healthy. Look like you can dance pretty good. I got the music in me, but I don't have a lot of strength anymore. But I think I could be ignited. That's the word, ignited. Mm. I know. I should just let you guys go. Maybe I will. Thanks for hanging on. Put me in your ear and go for a walk. But I'm telling you, the best ones are the older ones. I'm not real sure if they're the best ones, but I think they are. At least I got my papers in them. And I'm going to put, you have to put it in my community. I'll put a list of those papers, and then on most of my ones that has that, it's going to have that in the title. So you could put, like what I say, okay, Beauty of the Rose. That's one of my articles. I'm going to call it an article. One of my analogies. Beauty of the Rose. Okay, and then you put on, lose, touch. On, lose, touch. So, turn on your light so you're not in the dark. On, lose, touch. Thoughts flying in the wind. On, lose, touch. for a better look at my present on Lose Touch. Always put on Lose Touch, okay? Because that lets you know, or lets them know where to go look, instead of all the millions of ones that have that title. Appreciation of blessings on Lose Touch. Powers of God, gifts unto his children on Lose Touch. I did not chew that up good enough. So that's going down the back of my throat. The problem is, guys, I don't have a gallbladder, okay? So food that I send down to my stomach needs to be chewed up and helped along, because I don't have enough acid to digest my food. That's what I'm trying to say. So, don't like to have accidents like that where it just slides down. This is really good. I told her several times, probably. Yeah, I would put this on top of the list. So I need to do that. You know, have a list of good meals that I can cook, that I know how to cook, so we can get the ingredients and make them.